What is going on, guys? Boy Trent's back in a video. Today we're going to check out and review some boots coming here from SoulsFeng. For those interested in checking them out, we'll post a link to the product in the comments and description. We're going to open this up and talk more about them here in a second. So before I open this package up, I think you guys deserve to know my experience with this company. And look, I've reviewed several different products the last couple months, even the last couple years. I worked with several different companies. You know, most of the time, no problems, usually no complaints, even months and years later. Sometimes still use these products down the road. Even months and years later, some of the stuff I still love and still use pretty often. But I do want to share my experience with this company, and hopefully nobody else has the same problems that I have experienced within the last few months. But this is just my side of the story, and look, I do understand they're not here in person to defend themselves. I know they're putting the blame on somebody else. I get it. They have a side of the story too. But I do want to share my story and my experience with this company. So with these reviews, sometimes I contact the company first and sometimes they contact me first. It kind of goes both ways sometimes. But this was a company I did contact first. And I contacted them on Instagram. The message I sent basically said this. I said, hey, my name is so-and-so, got a YouTube channel, this many subscribers. I work with all these companies. Hey, I like your boots. If you're interested in working together, just let me know. So anyway, they respond back. I think like the next day, maybe 2 days later. Anyway, they respond back to my message. They're like, hey, you know, we checked out your channel. You got a bunch of subscribers. You work with several different companies. You know, what we saw we like. Yeah, let's work together. So anyway, you know, we kind of talk back and forth a little bit. And we decide that I'm going to review this certain pair of boots. And then I think they actually sent them out the next day, maybe 2 days later. But anyway, a week and a half goes by. They send me a message and they're just checking to see if I received the boots. At that time, I have not received the boots. I don't have the tracking number. I have no idea if the package, you know, got lost in the mail. It could be stuck somewhere. You know, I don't have the tracking number. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, long story short, they had the tracking number. They do some research and basically they're like, yeah, we sent this through Amazon and for some reason Amazon canceled this order. We'll just resend the boots again. Okay, you know, sounds good. Look, I get it. You know, problems happen. Nobody's perfect. You know, this world has tons of problems too. But anyway, look, mistakes and things happen. I get it. So anyway, the second time, you know, they're like, yeah, you know, we'll send the boots out, you know, tomorrow or whatever. Hopefully you'll get them here within a couple days or maybe a week. Okay, you know, sounds good. Well, another week and a half goes by. They send me a message again. Hey, have you received the boots? No, I have not received the boots. Well, long story short, they do some research and they're like, yeah, for some reason, Amazon canceled the order again. The second time, yeah, I started getting a little frustrated. You know, by this time it's been going on, I think just over a month, like a month and a week, maybe like a month and 2 weeks it went by now, something like that. So anyway, the third time, they're like, okay, you know, we'll resend the boots through Amazon again. Hopefully you receive them pretty soon. Well, this third time, I did finally receive them. It did take right at 2 months, I think, or it could have been just under 2 months. It could have been like 58 days. But anyway, 3 tries later, finally received the boots. And once again, I understand this is just my side of the story. I know they're putting the blame on Amazon. I'm not there in person. I don't know what's all going on. That's just my experience. That's my story. Hopefully nobody else has this same problem that I have experienced the last 2 months or so. And here's the box. SoulsFeng. Well, the logo here on the top as well too. But anyway, let's go ahead and open this up. Get that first look together. Okay, so at the top, manual here. See, front and back. Yeah, this side over here, just caution, dangerous information. Yeah, function and details. And then, yeah, a couple more things at the top. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this right here. Okay, so yeah, I do have a charger right here. And then, yeah, here is the boots. Let's go ahead and take these out right quick. So here is the boots. SoulsFeng. See, of course, the boots, you know, kind of tall, bunch of shoelaces. Yeah, all black on here as well too. I mean, it does feel like it's good material. Feels like it's pretty good quality. Yeah, a little zipper action as well too. And then of course, here's the other boot over here. But yeah, they look pretty nice. Okay, so I do want to talk about some of this right quick. So starting over here, it says press and hold the black button on the side for 3 seconds to start the device. The indicator will turn on. So you push that little button pointing right here, hold for 3 seconds. That's how you turn them on. And then yeah, the blue light should turn on. You can read some of this down here if you want to. It says the indicator turns red when it's charging and goes off automatically. When fully charged, to check whether it's fully charged, re-put the shoes on the charger. The indicator will flash red light once and then go off. And then over here, when disposed or improperly, lithium batteries in the sole may short, causing them to become hot, burst, originate. And then here on the other side, just kind of a couple details right quick. So it says wireless charge, 4 hours fully charged. Let's see here. You have 3 heating levels on here as well too. Green, white, and blue. Yeah, it says fully charged battery can last up to 3 to 4 hours. And of course, there's kind of some more details and information here about the shoes that you can pause and read. So to turn on the boots, you're going to hold the power button for 3 seconds and then the blue light will turn on. So hold that button for 3 seconds. Okay, blue light is on. And then over here, same thing. Hold that button for 3 seconds. The blue light will turn on over here. And the boots are now on. Shoes are on. Yeah, lights on as well too. Other shoe over here. And yeah, I mean, as soon as I put my feet inside the shoes, you can feel the heat right off the bat. I mean, as far as the heat, it's not too hot. Really, it's just the right amount, to be honest with you. But yeah, the shoes, I mean, they feel good. They're comfortable. And then, yeah, the heat as well, too. Overall, I like them. So these are a size men's 12, by the way. And actually, I do wear a size 11.5 in most name brands, but went ahead and got a size 12 this time for these. And I'm gonna feel my toes right quick. Okay, yeah, toes right there. See, yeah, just a little bit of extra room at the end. But yeah, really, they fit just right. Of course, it's not too tight on the sides either. It's really just the right amount, to be honest with you. And over here on the side, of course, this part right here is Velcro. And then there is your zipper. So you can zip this up and down if you want to. And then of course, you just zip it back, Velcro down. So here on the sheet, it does say there is a total of 3 hidden levels. So the color green is 42.3, white 51.5, and then blue is 63.2. So right now we're on the color blue, and to change modes or to change the color, you're gonna go over here and just push the button, and then that part's gonna change colors here in a second. So now we're on green, and yeah, you can tell a difference inside just right off the bat. And then here's white, and then yeah, back to blue. So to change modes, all you got to do is just push this button, and it will change. Yeah, blue, definitely the highest, for sure. So final thoughts on the shoes. I will say this. Now the shoes are nice, they're comfortable, they feel pretty good. Good quality, good material. That heat inside, whoo, yes, that heat feels pretty good, by the way. But yeah, my only problem, I guess you could say complaint, was that whole entire shipping situation. That, you know, it took 2 months until I got them. It took 3 tries until I got them. That part was, you know, frustrating. I mean, I did watch other YouTube videos, and I did read some reviews on the internet, and most of the feedback was pretty good for the most part. Of course, you know, some negative feedback, or some you could say that was kind of like neutral, but most of the feedback was pretty good for the most part. So it sounds like, you know, they don't have problems too often, but this time, you know, just so happened a problem happened with me. So hopefully this does not happen to anybody else. Hopefully everybody else out there has a good, positive experience with them. But that's kind of my final thoughts here on the shoes. Also, if you can, just leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Would be greatly appreciated. See you guys this video. Have a good one. I'm out.